If you are a woman who goes from 0 to 60 the moment your feet hit the ground, this is for you. In this video, I'm going to help you create an anchor. This is something that's going to occupy you for a few moments in the morning that's going to completely change the way that you show up for your day. This is going to take very little time, and you're actually going to see that at the end of the day, you feel like you have more time because of how efficient you were. This is something that I like to call your sit spot. Your sit spot is something that you simply saunter to in the morning while you're still waking up before your conscious mind is talking to you about all your to-dos for the day. I'm going to tell you what to do and how to do it, and we're going to walk through this together in this bite-sized clip from a full episode on this topic. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. 1, you're going to create what I like to call a sit spot. I'm going to show you mine because what's really powerful with having a sit spot is that when you wake up and you get out of your bed, and you do want to get out of your bed so you don't fall back asleep, you're going to ease into the sit spot. You don't first have to figure out where you are going. You don't have to step into logistics and making decisions yet. So a sit spot, here's some things that I recommend in your sit spot. 1, be intentional with your lighting. So the lighting in your sit spot should only be red or amber. Avoid any white or blue light. So the typical lighting in all of our homes is white light and blue light. The problem with white light and blue light is it'll fast track you out of alpha into beta. So in my sit spot, I've got some sources of light that I love. I will link them below. Some of them cost very little. Some of them are a little bit more of an investment and have a therapeutic benefit. I've got this amazing PEMF mat that I sit on. And actually there's a setting on there for alpha brainwaves that helps stimulate alpha. So I've got, over the years, I've accumulated a really yummy sit spot. Other things you can also do is you can burn incense, you can burn candles, you can load a diffuser with your favorite essential oil. You can put on some nice meditation music. I suggest music with no words, right? We don't want to go into like logistics and left brain. We want to stay kind of in our creative, easy flow, which is more right brain. That's a whole other topic, but basically just, chants, meditations, maybe some ocean waves or sounds, some rain sounds, thunderstorms, anything like that is really nice. You can really think about all your senses and how you can touch on them, right? Sight, smell, what you're hearing, also what you're looking at. Okay, so here's where the to-dos come in because I know you want the to-dos. I do too. The things I suggest doing during this time, there's about 3 options I would choose from. 1, you could journal. So whatever's coming up during this time, you will start to see patterns each morning if you start to write in your journal. And please know that journaling does not have to look any perfect way. If you're someone who's afraid to write because you're afraid someone might find it, write it and rip it up if you need to. But you will start to see patterns in your life. Journaling is where we can really get good insight into what we want more of, what we want less of, things that we need to work on, maybe possible triggers that we have in our life, whether it's people or situations. All these give insight into who we are at the core and get us back reconnected with her, which is really, really powerful. I have a journal that I created. You can grab it. I'll link it below. This is a 31-day journal. I literally put on each page 3 things for you each day. So I've got powerful information behind why taking this time can impact your life, whether it's like calming anxiety, decreasing stress, all the things. I put a journal prompt on each page to get you writing if you need that. And then I put an inspirational quote at the bottom. The other thing you can do during this time is nothing. If you're someone who's good with doing nothing, that is exactly what you do. There's an app that I used to use all the time when I first got into this. It's called Insight Timer. And you literally set it. So I would set it for like 5 minutes at the beginning. You could set like a gong to go off every minute as kind of an indicator if your thoughts are kind of wandering. When I heard that gong, it helped bring me back in. Basically, thoughts are going to come up during this time. And our goal is to just kindly let them like float and drift away and get back into our center. It's a really interesting practice and exercise, but the Insight Timer app is something that really helped me. So that's a great tool if you just want to do nothing and just sit there and be fuzzy. I think that's beautiful. The other thing is a book. I will continue to say this. Books are the gateway tool to reconnection with ourselves. Why? Because when is the last time that you were actually comfortable sitting with yourself? It feels so weird to do when we first get started. We don't know what to do. And so we distract ourselves out of it with our phone. We get on emails, we check our phone, we start doing all the things on there. A book is the gateway tool to get back reconnected with ourselves, because if you can simply ditch the phone and hold a book instead and grab that book and read that book, you are going to be more likely to create connection with yourself than to get pulled into the outside world. And hey, guess what? If you, during that time, grab a book that I suggest in my online book club for women, you are going to fast track that connection with yourself, because those are the only kind of books that I choose. So you can get information on that in the description as well. I would love to have you in this growing community of women. Okay, what not to do. This is actually the bigger step, because again, I really, really want you to understand this. This is so important. You are perfect as you are. It's all this stuff that we've accumulated on top of us, all the masks that we wear, the people that we pretend to be because we're not comfortable in our own skin. We're not comfortable in the quirky weirdness that we are. If we could all just get back to that state, it'd be a better place. But this is about getting rid of and letting go of some of the habits that we've accumulated because we feel that there's some way that we're supposed to show up in the world. This is about getting rid of the things that we do to prove our sense of worth by getting shit done. This is about getting back to being a human being rather than a human doing. So what not to do? Stay out of logistics, okay? So when those things pop into your head about all your to-dos for the day, we're going to kindly nudge them aside. This is going to get easier as we can trust that we will get it all done later and we're going to get it done in a better way. If you need, in the meantime, if it's just like too hard, these things are coming out and you're just worried you're going to forget, put some paper next to you, write them down so then they're out of your head. The other thing not to do, no white light or blue light. Again, that gets you right into beta. You completely miss alpha when you have that light. So that is probably one of the most important things in your sit spot. If you can't do anything else, I would get yourself like a great little red light bulb, stick it in a lamp and sit next to it. There's also an amazing amber book light that I use on all my books when I read in the morning. I'll link that below as well. Strictly amber light. So no blue or white light. The big one to not do, this is if you take nothing else away from this episode but this, don't do digital the first at least 5 minutes of your day. Digital meaning social media, emails, the news, anything on a device, anything on a phone, anything on a computer. If you simply ditched that for the first few minutes of your waking day, that is a win and you will be in alpha. It doesn't matter pretty much what else you do, but staying off that device is huge. Remember, at first, this is going to feel really weird. You are creating a new habit. You are strengthening new muscles. So always keep going back to that example of at the gym. It's okay. It's going to feel unfamiliar. It's going to feel awkward. You're going to feel like you're doing it wrong. It's over time with the consistency that you are going to form new neural pathways. This is going to become something that you just do because it feels so good. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's anywhere that you're getting stuck, because I want to do this with you. I want to help you incorporate this life-enhancing practice into your day. I'm here for all of it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, you're going to love the full episode where I cover not only how this practice helps you feel, but literally how this impacts our brain and our physiology. In reality, it's these small changes over time that dictate the way that we make decisions, the way that we show up in our day, that have the ability to completely change, positively impact, and enhance our lives. You can get access to that episode by clicking the link here. Point and hold, check.